Well, hello there. I'm Heike Yates, and it is Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I am so glad, and I hope many of us, you will join me. Grab your sandwiches, grab your coffee, lunch, water, whatever you have, and join me for today's live podcast. I also, if you notice, here, I took my husband's flower that he bought from his pocket money the other day and put them in today's we're not podcasting, in today's live Facebook story. But I hope you enjoy them just as much as I do. So many of you know who I am, but I just want to say that again, my name is Heike Yates, and I'm the creator of Pursue Your Spark. I have a podcast with the same name, and I help active women lead a healthy and fit lifestyle by designing balanced and simple fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle programs. And my podcast is also not only on iTunes right now, it is also on Google Play. All right. So settle in, grab your lunch. Here we go. Today's topic. It was brought to my attention that many of us that are starting a second part of their life or their relationship, they've may have been divorced or never been married, and now we're in midlife or around our 50s and so on. And we have started a new relationship, a new woman, a new husband, a new lifestyle altogether. And with that change, up until then, we've established everything perfectly. We had our daily routine with food, with um, with exercise, and we did the things the way we chose them to do, or the way we love them to do. But um, now suddenly you have somebody else in your life, and their life may take over your life. And so what I hear is I'm in this new relationship, whether it's married or moved in together, and I started gaining weight. And my weight is creeping up, and I don't know what to do. And I don't seem to get rid of the weight. And I need some help. So this is what today is about, is finding a way, or actually figuring out what it is that keeps us from losing the weight and brings us back to where we were before the relationship. And it's not the fault of the relationship in essence that makes us gain the weight. So here's a little story that I experienced. Is when I met my husband, and we've been married now for 7 years, seven, I think. And when we first started going out and dating, it was great. We were in love. We went out a lot, and he loves to cook. And this is truly one of my favorite stories. He invites me over to his place for the first time and cooks this amazing dinner. So I look into the kitchen, and he puts this chunk of butter, at least to me, in the meal that he was preparing. And I almost died. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get a heart attack. I can't eat this with so much butter in it. And then I thought, okay, here it is. We're just going to suck it up because he cooks it with love, and he made this meal, and he loves to cook. So as we progressed in our relationship, he kept cooking, I kept eating. And also, as some of you may know, we love Argentine tango. So that's actually how we met, through Argentine tango. And so we started going out at night. So we had dinner, let's say at 8 or 9. Then we started dancing tango, came home at 3 in the morning. You know it, you get hungry. So we had baguettes, wine, cheese, and it was just fabulous. But not so much for my waistline. It's My waistline kept expanding. And as you know, I'm a marathoner. So I ran marathons and I gained weight. It was horrible. Let me see. I know that Carol is here. Oh, hi, Carol. Because as you guys know, I can't read without my glasses. So she says hello. So I gained weight despite the fact that I was running marathons. And I thought, I can get away with eating all this delicious food. And I know Carol is from Montreal. So lots of butter, lots of good wine and baguette. And the weight just kept creeping up on me. And I thought, well, I need to do something about this. That's what today is about. What are you going to do if you're stuck with the weight that you gained? Because I don't know how you would say that in English, but it's something in German is like die Liebe geht durch den Magen, means love goes through the stomach. I'm sure there's an English saying that explains that, but you know what I mean. Somebody cooks for you and all the love goes in the food and the butter and God knows what else, and salt and sugar and desserts, and you just feel special and love every bite of it, including the wine. Now, but at some point, I said, okay, I need to stop this because this is not going the way I want my body to go. I'm killing myself running marathons, and I come home to this uber yummy food and wine. So here's my tip for you. Hold on, let me see what. The man's heart is through his stomach. Thank you. The way to the man's heart is through the stomach. And in this case, it was the woman. Oh, and I love to eat. So I want to help all the women that have talked to me about this. The women that said, I'm in this relationship, I am gaining weight, or the men for that matter as well, that said, my partner is spoiling me to death and I keep eating and eating and I'm getting bigger and I hate it. I want to stop it. Now, I have a few tips for you to consider. You're in a new relationship. Of course, you want to please the other person. Would I say to my husband, no, I'm not going, my then boyfriend, I'm not going to eat all this delicious food? No. But what I did is I said, can we cook with a little less butter? Which of course is like, oh, mon Dieu. And I said, let's use some olive oil or maybe do a half and half. You don't have to eat the way they do or cook. Another example is somebody just told me that she's really frustrated that she's gaining weight, but her husband is a fantastic cook like mine, and he cooks his biggest meal at night, which is way too much for her. So we've talked about intermittent fasting, and I just published a blog post. If you're interested in looking into that and just want to dabble and enjoy my experience, go to heikeyates.com and check out my 60-day experience with intermittent fasting, just out of curiosity. But let's stop pleasing the other person by eating all the food. The second thing is give yourself a little slack. You know what? You get loving and you put loving out. Enjoy it. When was the last time you felt this amazing and loved and cared for? But it's time to reel it in a little bit for some. So let's stop with not pleasing. As women, we always please everybody before we please ourselves. We put everybody before us and their needs. So let's think about what we want. Let's give ourselves a little love for ourselves and say, I deserve feeling this way and I deserve being treated this way. And tell your partner how important it is to you. They may not know how important it is to you that you want to exercise and you want to eat better. They may think the way they eat is perfect. So they have no idea that like the butter may be bad for you. Like my husband, or now husband, said, oh, butter is so good for you. And everything tastes better with butter. Okay, I need like hands up. Moderation is key, said Carol. Also, wine has a lot of calories. Yep, Let's do not underestimate the wine, but so tasty. So moderation is key. Now, um, tell them to cook a little different. That's what I did with my husband. I said, a little bit of less butter, maybe less baguette. And maybe we shouldn't have these lovey-dovey 3 a.m. all bottle of wine, baguette, and cheese happenings. And that was definitely a hard habit to break. But start with baby steps. It's you didn't gain the weight just overnight. You took weeks, maybe months until you realized that. And that's another true story. A friend of mine started dating somebody from South America, and their culture is always lots of food, lots of fried food from that particular country. And she got bigger and bigger and bigger. And as a friend, I wasn't sure, should I tell her? I mean, we're friends, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I wanted to um, make sure um, that she's getting loved on and that she is, um, feels great because she's in a perfect relationship. But she gained 35 pounds. Oh, hi, Carla. Good to have you too. And so finally, another friend of her told her, and she said, "Oh my God, I didn't realize I had gained all this weight. I enjoyed myself. We were going to parties, we're eating and drinking." And I said, "I did not want to hurt your feelings telling you that you've gained all this weight." And she said, "Please, as a friend," and this is also something that I want to put out to you, if you have a friend who suddenly gains a ton of weight, you may want to be brave enough and tell him. I wasn't quite that brave to tell her that she was really busting out of her clothes. But it would have been the right thing to do for her. So baby steps. Um, Maybe another idea would be you start cooking and exercising together. And as you know, I am not the world's greatest cook. Yes, I raised two kids, feeding them very healthfully, but I'm also like everything around me. I'm a very minimalistic person. So is my food. I love food that's just steamed and has nothing on it. And everybody rolls their eyes. They're not talking cheese, but they need seasoning and onions and this and that. And I'm like, oh no, raw, not raw, but unseasoned to me tastes the best. So think about maybe cooking together if your significant other and partner loves to cook and you disagree with how things are prepared. Um, Same here, says Carol. So it is, let's take the bull by the horns and say, all right, now let's cook together. Let's teach better habits. Let's teach it in baby steps. Let's educate the other person about better eating healthy habits that we can teach without being in their face. The other thing is exercise. You may be with somebody who hates exercise, who thinks that a walk around the block is plenty, which may be plenty for some, but it's not enough as you get older. We need to do a little bit more. We need to move a little bit more. We need to eat a little bit better. Um, Carla says here, my mom cooks all the time. Yes, in my new household situation can have these issues. So if somebody cooks for you and it's not along your nutrition guidelines or your idea of what healthy is, can be very challenging. So hop in the kitchen when there's cooking time and maybe re-educate, or at least start with baby steps. Replace healthier options into your diet. Instead of putting a blob of butter in the mashed potatoes, maybe use some low-fat milk and maybe drizzle a little bit of cheese in instead of the butter. I know cheese, but everything in limitations. So there's ways you can work around that and educate, exercise. Now, you may know that my husband, when we met, was an excellent skier, and if not, you know that now, and that he supposedly played golf. And yeah, I'm laughing because I've never seen him swing the golf club or be on a golf other than during my son's wedding last year, where he took my brother out to play golf, and he plays pretty good. But that was his form of exercise. So knowing that we ate the way we ate, but didn't exercise, he was fascinated that I enjoyed it, that I was looking for stress relief, that I looked for uh, fun times outside. You know, I love being outside in the sun and fresh air. I'm a big fresh air person. And so finally, he picked up his running shoes, or let's see, his shoes, and started running, attempted to run. And many of you know that he now is a 2 times Ironman, and I couldn't be prouder of him. The influence I had on him by saying, just do a little bit, or maybe you like to swim, let's do this together, has changed his lifestyle completely. His cooking has changed so that he's aware of what now healthy is, what the new healthy for us is, and what exercise can feel like as you're incorporating it into your life. And this is when you look at your significant other, this is something that you need to tackle uh, and help change and re-educate for your own sake of wanting to lose the weight that has accumulated. One other thing that I hear is we're following our partner's steps or patterns, eating patterns. Somebody who I work with, one of my clients, just told me last week, so excited. She says, Heike, I've lost 12 pounds. And I said, oh my goodness, what happened? And you have to know that this person always covers up. So when we see each other, we work together. She wears a humongous t-shirt, so you're really not sure what happened. And she pulled her t-shirt closer and she said, look, I lost 12 pounds. And I said, well, girl, how did you do that? And she said, every night when we sit at dinner, my husband pulls out a big bowl of M&Ms, and I used to dive into the M&Ms with him every night. And after we had been talking about nutrition, we talked about exercise, and she said, I'm trying to do something really good for myself. I want to lose the weight and I want to be stronger and have more muscles. She said, I just decided that I don't need this anymore. I don't need the M&Ms. And so she cut out bread, the M&Ms, and she started exercising. Now, you need to know that this is the person who follows my 3-in-3 program. Remember, the do one exercise for 1 minute, do it for each minute for each exercise for 1 minute, and that's 3 minutes. And she lost 12 pounds in 2 months. I'm like, hooray, clapping. This is unbelievable. Now, I am so proud of her. And she keeps going now because she sees that it can be done, that in a relationship, you can lose weight, that you may have accumulated through the beginning of that relationship. But it takes putting yourself first, taking baby steps, re-educating your partner, getting involved with your partner into the things that are important to you. If exercise and nutrition and healthy eating habits are important to you, you need to lead the charge. And stop following their patterns. Stop doing what they do. It's very comforting, but maybe instead of, if he snacks on M&Ms, maybe you cut up a bowl of fruit and eat that instead. So let me see, because we have all these people here and I want to see what they say, because without my glasses, I can't see anything. Let's see. Carol says, he has your wonderful support. Well, that support, I wanted it. I wanted it for me. I wanted it to match my ideal lifestyle and the things that are healthy and important that I teach all of you out there, that I am super passionate about. As you know, I am super passionate and opinionated about nutrition, fitness, and exercise and mindset. That's what my brand Pursue Your Spark is all about, to ignite the spark, to lead you to a better land, I almost said. But you know what? I see the changes, and I see how people's lives change for the better, the healthier, the more active. It is just amazing. So, and with that said, this is what I got for you today. That this was a burning question for many, that gaining weight as they're in a new relationship is a problem. I gave you good examples, and they're true examples from people and clients and women that I've talked to. And maybe you think about it a little bit and start with one of the things that you feel most connected with. Maybe it's about putting yourself first is the one thing that's the most important to you, or starting to cook together. Let me know what it is that you have will decide, or going forward from this live Facebook today. And I have, as always, I have a freebie for you. You can take action right away and download over at heikeyates.com. How to Eat Your Way to a Spunky Body. It's a free action guide to get you started if you're not sure where you freaking want to start and how this is all working together. Also, check out the 60-day of intermittent fasting. There's more to come, but I'm not going to give it away just yet. So I want to thank you for being here. And remember, we also have the podcast, Pursue Your Spark. I will let you know the next time I'm here. If you have any questions right now, please ask them, because I'm still here. I will let you know ahead of time. So as life goes a little crazy, I have a whole bunch of things lined up for you that I'm working on. If you're not already, join the Art of Igniting Your Spark. But for today, download the How to Eat Your Way to a Spunky Body. And with that, I hope you enjoyed my flowers. There they are. There they are. And I'll see you next time, either here at the Pursue Your Spark or the Art of Igniting Your Spark, or over at the Pursue Your Spark podcast. Until then, as I always like to say, ciao. Thanks for being here. It means the world to me. Mwah. Ciao. Now I got to find the stop button, as always.